To take over the show. It's a Tuesday takeover with Brenden Martin, and I am not Buddy Martin. And tonight I'd like to dedicate this show to my mom. Yes, my mom. I'm going to wear her glasses tonight. My poor mother has had some medical complications. She's okay. Buddy is with her. She's resting at the hospital. That's all I'm going to say about that. But tonight is for my mama, Joni. So this is for you, Mom. I love you. Get better. A couple honks on the horn for that tonight. Tonight, we're having a really power-packed show. We've got David Whitley, Scott Carter, the Cocoa Cowboys. You know who you are. And Lauren Meadows is going to come in with some trivia. We've got tons of stuff to talk about, from baseball to, recruiting. Yeah, that too. But we'll talk about all that stuff here shortly, right here on the...
Yes, it's time again for Buddy Martin. Call him up and tell him what you're thinking. But be kind, because he's doing the best he can.
Better, stronger, faster.
Mama says that alligators are ornery because they got all them teeth but no toothbrush.
Hey, what if the voice calls while you're gone?
Take a message.
Bye.
You ready, champ?
I'm ready for this my whole life.
I'm incapable of
Small talk. But that's why you love me, right?
Kind of intimidating to be in the presence of so many great athletes.
I love this jam. Ooh. See my trick? Still a trick. Opa! Let's do this. Dilly dilly. This little video I shot. Set up Mr. Scott Carter. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's a good part. Sweet! Awesome. It's the sounds of cameras taking pictures. And there you have it. And there you have this guy right here, Scott Carter, because we're going to talk about some baseball. Scott, welcome to the show. How are you tonight, sir?
Hey, Brenden, doing well. And that was a fun, Saturday at the ballpark.
Wasn't it, though?
That video. Yeah. I mean, that was probably as good of an environment as I've ever seen around Florida baseball. You know, the record crowds, the new ballpark, and obviously going to the College World Series. It's pretty tough to beat. But Keith Stadium had a lot of great memories too. But I just thought that was something special on Saturday.
It was. I think, what was the number? Is like over 8,000 people or something in the park?
Yeah, 8,800 and change. I don't remember the exact number either, but it's the biggest crowd ever for a college baseball game in the state of Florida. And you beat South Carolina twice, who you have a lot of history with, obviously, SEC, and just the way they did it on Saturday with Hurston Waldrop's performance. I mean,
he was on fire, man. It was awesome. So it was really fun to watch, and I was there taking pictures and videos and stuff. It was a special night. I had not been to it's Condren, right? Condren? Am I saying it right? Condren
Ballpark.
Yeah. It was really, really great park. Really fun to watch. We had everybody there. The berm was on fire. The berm? Yes, that's what it's called. Yeah. It was fun. It was fun environment for sure. You are going to Omaha, right?
That's right. The team heads out tomorrow afternoon, and obviously they get out there and they gather for a kind of a team dinner on Wednesday night. And then Thursday, you've got press conferences, and they'll have practice and do their normal in between game routine and just getting settled.
Getting ready for the Hokies, right? It's Virginia. Is that
Virginia? On Friday night. So
Friday, 7:00.
Yeah, 7. Yeah. So Friday night against Virginia, who coming in, Virginia's a really good team. I mean, you look at the bracket. I like the bracket the Gators got in, but Virginia is certainly a challenge.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit. You got any preview? I don't think we know who's starting and all that stuff yet, do we? Have we even heard any about
No,
anything?
that's Sully hasn't announced that. I mean, I'm expecting Sproat,
Yeah.
but unless he changes it up, with Sproat, Waldrop, and Caglione. But we'll see. I mean, it's like I said, Virginia's a really good program. They faced the Gators out there, I think, in 2016 in the College World Series. They've won a national championship in the last decade, like Florida has. And then you have Oral Roberts, kind of the story of the tournament, at least the fairy tale story, and then TCU's in the bracket. So the good thing, I think, Brandon, LSU and Tennessee were on the other side of the bracket. So you got to like, if you're Florida, not having to see them before the championship round. But once you get to Omaha, man, every pitch just it counts so much. So it's going to be fun out there.
Yeah, it's going to be electric. I've not been to Omaha. It's one of the few events I've never done, but I obviously have watched it on TV. It's pretty electric, no?
No, it is. They've done a great job out there over the years, and what I like about it the most is how kind of the town rallies around the event,
Right.
and
That's
it
what I
really
heard.
does feel like that's the biggest thing in town while you're out there. And the Gators have been out there a lot. Under Kevin O'Sullivan, this is the 8th time in his 16 seasons, but first time in 5 years. So it's been a drought, if you will. But I don't know, Dave. And I'm sure it's even changed some since I've been out there in 18. I mean, I know the stadium has a new name. It's the same stadium, but I'm sure
What
it
is
was
the
a
name?
growing
What is the
area.
name? It's a corporate deal now, right?
Yeah, it was TD Ameritrade. Now it's Charles Schwab. So just a corporate change. But they were building up a lot around the park, and I'm sure a lot of that's more advanced than last time. And Omaha, as I said earlier, man,
It's not a bad little town, Omaha, to be honest. For
Oh, no,
Nebraska,
I really like it out
I
there.
do
The
too. It's
people are
nice. Yeah, the people are real nice. Yeah, I've been living in Colorado. I've had my spin out in Nebraska. It's much better than Lincoln.
I've never been to Lincoln, so you got me on that one.
It's a fun place to watch a football game. I'll tell you that. You have any predictions at all? Are you doing that yet, or you're holding out? Maybe. I mean, you're hoping for the Gators, but do you think what are their chances? Do you think to win it all?
Oh, I mean, I really like this team. I mean, I've been high on this team all year. It's not a surprise at all that they're in Omaha. To me, I think if they continue to pitch the way they've been pitching in the NCAA tournament, I can easily see them winning. And out there, I mean, it's always good. Every game's so tough, and you got to never know. The hottest team doesn't always, or the best team doesn't always win. We've seen that over and over. But if you look at all the pieces, I mean, I like Florida Wake Forest. I think that'd be a fun matchup with Wake Forest offense against Gators pitching. That classic old baseball showdown.
Playing the smart kids.
Again, yeah. But if you really look at what the Gators have been doing on the mound, I mean, it's been really impressive. It's going to be hard to top if they continue to pitch at that level.
Well, Scott, thanks for checking in. I've got a whole bunch of guests waiting behind you. I think you're coming in tomorrow night to talk to Buddy from Omaha, right?
Oh, I think later in the week. Yep.
Later in the week. Okay. Well, I appreciate your time, and thanks for dealing with me. And we'll talk to you soon. It's always great to talk to you. Thanks, Scott.
See you, Brendan. Bye-bye.
Oh, Scott Carter. I mean, come on. That's how we start the show. What? But it doesn't. It gets better, actually, because we're going to talk to this guy right here. He's in the orange and blue room. And I'm going to bring him in, I think. And there he is. We're here. Mr. David Whitley. David Whitley! What's up, David Whitley? Oh, David. David. I don't know if your mic's on, David. Turn your microphone on. All right. Why I think I'm missing your mic here. Well, let's see if you're muted. Maybe I did it. I don't think you did. No. I've muted the guest. Oh, hold on. See? Everyone has their moments. All right, David. Let's try it now. You there?
Hello.
Oh, hi, David. All right. Woohoo! Sorry about that. That was totally Buddy's fault. We're going to blame him. Thanks for coming in, the great David Whitley. David, I got some other guys here that like talking to you, and I call them the Cocoa Cowboys because they like to take spring break and all that stuff. Do you mind if I bring them in, or are you going to be too offended? I understand if you're too offended by these guys.
Not at all. I am one of these people that cannot be offended.
I feel that about you, David. I feel that about you. It's one of the things I like about you. Well, let's see. We're going to bring in this guy here. We're going to bring in and we got Matt is that Matt? You look like Matt Cortado, live from New York. Matt, what's going on?
How you guys doing?
All right, and that's got Matt, and then let's try one more. Let's go. Oh, we're going 4-way with Kyle Curtis. What's up, Kyle? Hey, Kyle.
Good to see you guys.
All right, now we've got everybody in. Say hello to David. Be nice, manners, boys.
Be nice.
How are we doing?
Be nice. Yes, let's be nice. I call them the Coco Cowboys. We'll talk about that later. I think I'm still saying that right. I still want those stories. So we've got 3 of my favorite people to talk to tonight. We did this a couple weeks ago. It was kind of fun. So let's, in interest of keeping a good conversation, we'll kind of go around the horn. I think we were talking a little bit about baseball with Scott Carter. David, did you go to the game? And if you did or didn't, what was your take about the whole thing up there in the Ville?
Well, I happened to schedule my vacation as it worked out during the Super Regional. It was mainly because I could get 4 tickets to Hawaii at half the price that week as normal.
Oh, so, you went to Hawaii?
Yeah. So while the Gators were triumphing, I was surfing. I was surfing the waves on the North.
Do you surf? Do you surf?
Way back when I did, but not anymore. And actually, summer's it's a calm time on the North Shore.
Yeah.
So went a lot of waves, but it's still, the scenery is always good. And I did, try to at least check in once a day, on the gatorbait.com to see what was going on. And I actually left the weekend of the Texas Tech scare, right?
Oh, you did?
Yeah. And I thought, well, that's going to take care of them. But, they rallied from that near-death experience, and boom, here we go.
Yeah, well, they sure did. It was exciting to be there. Kyle, I know you were there hanging out in the berm. I saw you partying with all your friends, paying no attention to me. I was trying to take pictures of you. You were kind of a pain in the ass, but that's okay. Kyle, what was your take from the park? You wrote a great piece. I think, what was it called? Take Me Out to the Berm Game. Nice play on words. Very smart. Kyle, go.
Yeah, I mean, I think I had to take it in. I had to get the full fan experience. But yeah, it was really fun, and it was different from the regional game because from the whole regional because obviously, Florida kind of had their back against the walls there right out the gate, so they had to win a few games on the elimination. So that super regional, they kind of were able to go out there, and outside of those first 4 or 5 innings of the first game against South Carolina, Florida was basically in control that whole time, and It looked like a team that, it looked like a team that really could get it done. I know that you were talking about predictions and stuff like that earlier, but if this team's just clicking at the right time, and 1 through 9, these guys can hit. And that if the starters are going out there pitching 6 to 7 innings, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. Definitely one of the coolest baseball college environments I've been in. So,
well, that was a pretty good take, Kyle. I'm impressed with that. Did you write that down?
Yeah, I'm reading it off my notes.
Your teleprompter, now. Kyle. Your teleprompter. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
Sure. Very high. And Mr. Q. I can say your name now, and I can spell it, by the way, which is my thing. Did you watch from New York? You were watching it on TV. Was it fun? I mean, did you carry you away from the Yankee game? I mean, did you even watch it or?
I'm not gonna lie. One of those games, I was flipping back and forth a little bit, but unfortunately, the Yankees haven't been doing too hot, so I've been.
Yeah, they just lost to the Bo Sox. Well, and I actually know you're a big baseball guy. That's why I'm asking you. What do you think? You think they've got strong pitchings coming on at the end? You feel like they got a chance in Omaha, or what's going on?
Well, I mean, I think the first takeaway is, they're red hot. They won the games with their back against the wall, like Kyle was saying. And then aside from a couple innings of scares against South Carolina, they looked almost flawless in the super regional. And I think everything's starting to click at probably the exact right time, because heading into Omaha, you don't want to have any bumps. And I think that they figured that out at a good time in the regional, clearly figured that out in the super regional. I think they have everything where they want it to be heading into Omaha, which I think is perfect.
Yeah, they seem to be peaking at the right time. David, I wanted to ask you something because I didn't have time. And then, by the way, I am dedicating tonight's show to my mom. She was in the hospital. She's not, she's okay, but we had a little bit of a scare today. So I have my mother's glasses tonight. So I'm wearing those. And we're dedicating this show to Joni. I love you, Joni. Love you, Mom. I call her Joni. Long story. But Mr. Whitley, I was trying to look for your most recent column because I wanted to read it, and then I didn't get a chance to do it. You never talk about what you write about and all that. What was your latest column that you have written?
Well, having been on vacation, I don't even remember.
Hawaii. I don't care about your damn vacation, David.
Yeah.
Got Cocoa Cowboys right here. I got to hear about you.
Yeah. No, I get it now. I left one in the can, as we say.
In the can.
For,
a keeper.
Yes, in the can, which means it can run, because I left and it ran later on to coincide with the Belmont, because it was on Secretariat's son, who happens to live in, just like you, Ocala. And like you, he's the son of a legendary sports figure. Except you're not named Buddy Martin Jr.
No, they just call me Secretariat for fun.
That's right.
Fun. Yeah.
And
Sec for short.
But it was just, he's the last living son of Secretariat, who had like 648 offspring, just a few fewer than you, but still in the ballpark.
Well, you don't know yet. I don't know about all of them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, if you're at 648, man, my hat is off. And that might put Joni in the hospital for a long time if she found that out.
Oh, she knows, David. She knows. Have you seen this face? It's his face for TV. You know what I'm saying?
It's irresistible.
I know.
Yeah.
A couple honks for me, right?
Yeah. Unlike Secretary's son, who has the long face, but then again,
David's sharp tonight. You brought your A game. I like that.
Yeah. But it was sort of interesting because, like I said, he's the last living son of Secretary, and he has one daughter left who's also, she's 34. They don't like to talk about it, and he's 33. Which
it's a black sheep.
Yeah, it's about 90 something in horsey age or human age, and he didn't really make it as a horse. I mean, he made it as a horse. He didn't make it as a racehorse, and so he became a what they call a teaser down in there, which is when
that's funny. They call me a teaser, which is funny.
You would be a great teaser. I could tell.
I am a great teaser.
He's one of those when they breed horses. Well, he wasn't good enough to be the stallion that they wanted his.
I know that feeling.
I can say the word. They don't want his horse sperm in the mix, so they get teasers to get the mares all psyched up and in heat, and then the teaser leaves and they bring in the stallion to finish the job.
I hate when they do that.
Oh man, but this was his life for like 20 years. But
that's the moneymaker in the horse business.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, but that's what he did. And
what's that business card like? I know. I'm teaser.
Right. Certified teaser.
That's like you only get that at like a strip club and like in the you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And so that was the last column I did. It's just one of those like featurey things that people love an animal column. People love animals, movies, whatever they may be. And God
is there a Gator equestrian team? I gotta think yes. Does anyone know that?
I don't think so.
Really?
No, I don't think there is.
I know there's a Florida. I think there's a Florida State one.
Yeah.
But it's like I don't think there's a Florida one.
Oh, really?
No.
That's weird. I would think
there might be like a club one.
Yeah, I think that because I remember seeing when I was the media director at World Equestrian Center. I thought I heard of them, but I think you're right. I think it is a club deal. But what are you going to do? I mean, Gators have won everything else. Why not they win a little equestrian? Hey, have you been following track and field, David? Now that you're back, the men's track and field and all that stuff. So I wanted to talk to you about a little bit of that because I know you've sort of checked in on that a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, in fact, today, Mike Holloway, better known as Mouse, had his sort of celebratory media conference with the assembled scribes there and recap the whole thing. Quite a feat, although tell you what, it's sort of like a sense of deja vu because you're sitting there thinking, he was saying the same thing last year when they came home. Says, because it's, you don't ever take these things for granted, but man, he's got something going there with the track program.
Yeah, and Matt and Kyle, have you been following? I know we've been covering it on Gator Bait. Lauren Meadows, who will be on later, has done a fantastic job with that. Matt, have you checked into any of that? Are you into track and field?
I watched it briefly when they had the chance to win the national championship. I was never really into it.
It's really fun to watch.
Non-expertise, the Gators are fast.
Yeah,
that's my non-expertise.
That's a good way to sum it up, Matt. The Gators are fast.
Well, that's how he is. There's New Yorkers to get right to it. We lost. I think David. You know what happens to David's computer? It falls asleep. Kyle, are you a track and field guy? Not so much.
Yeah. No. One of my good friends from Ocala actually ran at Tennessee, so that's kind of when I started watching it my freshman year. But yeah, Mike Holloway, he's from Buchholz, correct? He started. I think that makes it a lot cooler. That he grew up in Gainesville, and Grant Holloway, his son, obviously had a great career. Won 2 national championships. I'm pretty sure he won a gold medal. There he is. But yeah, I think Mike Holloway being from Gainesville, I think is kind of the cherry on top for everything. Also.
Yeah. Now, okay. So this is sort of a question for the group. So just chime in because you guys are all playing nice, like good boys. All right. So, because I don't follow it at all, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm too busy making your stories look awesome. But what percentage of these track and field athletes end up in the Olympics? Because I know it's a considerable amount. Am I wrong about this?
Well, sheer numbers wise, it's not that many. I mean, they probably will have on this team, counting men and women, maybe 2 or 3. I mean, which is
That's
good.
A lot.
But, I mean, there are. Yeah, but there are so many. I mean, there are so many athletes track and so few spots on an Olympic team. And so you can be world class and have a bad race in the Olympic trials and be dead. But the thing about the Olympic trials is that you don't necessarily have to go for the U.S. You can, if your mother was born in Belize, you're qualified for that. The guy who
I get it.
The guy who won the
cheaters.
The guy who won the 400 meters for him is from Nigeria. And so he will probably be on that Nigerian Olympic team next year.
Oh, I see how that works. Okay. So it's by country then.
Yeah. But I mean, they are all world-class athletes. And that last race that Matt, I think Matt mentioned, when the 4x400 meter one, they set the collegiate record, and this will mean nothing to non-track fans, but it was 2 minutes 57 seconds and some change. Which was, and that is, people really don't appreciate how fast that is. Yeah,
no, that's a mile, right? That's a mile, right?
That's for a mile, right?
Yeah, with 16, it's the metric mile, as they say, and that would have placed in a lot of Olympics. I mean, and that is faster than probably 98% of countries can run. And I mean, it's that group was
faster than I can go to the bathroom. Let's be honest.
Oh yeah, I mean, what can you do in 2 minutes and 57 seconds? Yeah. These guys can run home, can put together a mile relay, and it's astounding. And the funny thing was that the guy that they had anchoring, Ryan Willie, although I always want to call him Willie Ryan. But
I do that because I'm dyslexic because it's fun.
Yeah. But, and he had the lead going into the final stretch. He was getting pushed, and he sort of coasted in as the guy almost caught him. And we asked Holloway about that today. I said, "Were you having a heart attack?" He said, "No, but boy, I told him you got to run through the tape." Says, well, let's just say we had a serious talk with words I can't use here.
Oh, so, I cheated.
Almost, but even with him not running through the tape, they set another collegiate record there, and it's just, and that's what won it for them. They needed to, it came down to that final race, and Arkansas couldn't get had to get fourth or worse, and the Gators had to get a lot of points, and then Arkansas ended up getting like, I don't know, 7th or 8th, and there you have it. National championship number 6 for outdoor men.
Natty.
And I don't know how many. Yeah.
Now it used to be a thing, and where football players, and I'm segueing football because I love football, but football players in the day, one or two of those players would run track, but there's not any crossovers this year per se, right? That's not been a thing the last couple of years.
Not on the collegiate level.
What's that?
A lot of recruits ran track in high school.
Right.
A lot of them use that in the off season to stay in shape and pick up speed. But I think in this day and age, it's just a little bit harder to compete in both, just because of a little bit of the overlap between the season and the start of spring practice and summer practice and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There are none currently with the Gators, but you remember Jeff Demps?
Yeah, I remember Jeff Demps.
He was. Yeah. I mean, Demps was so fast, he had to run track. I mean, because that was where he was going to make money eventually if he did. But it's very rare. I mean, as they said, there's a lot of overlap, but some guys are just, and it's usually sprinters. There might be 2 or 3 who are just so fast that they need to do both. And a quick story. I remember when I was going to school here, Georgia had a pretty good football player and sprinter who showed up track named Herschel Walker.
Yeah, he was pretty good at everything.
And there was a dual meet once between Florida and Georgia, and it was like a I don't know, 1,500 meters, some distance race, and some guys started elbowing, and then it got more elbowy, and then it was a great scene. That just this fight broke out in the middle of a 1,500 meters. Yeah, it was.
I've never seen a brawl in track. They do that? I would watch.
I know. Yeah,
it's like hockey.
You don't see this kind of thing going on usually at a track meet. It turned into a hockey game, and so and it was like a baseball.
You imagine jerseying as like a track guy, like with those little jerseys, you're pulling over the back of them. You're like,
bring it on. And so some of the guys started getting into
take the javelin. You're like, that'd be rough, right?
But Herschel came over. Yeah, Herschel came over and acted as peacemaker, and it's like what Herschel said.
Really?
People did.
Really?
He calmed the waters. And so I guess he figured, I have nothing more to prove against Florida. I've already run he was running for like 1,500 meters every game against them.
Oh, wow. That's it's pretty crazy. I'm kind of done with the track conversation, so I'm going to move on to football because that's what's more. I was
trying to segue back into football with Herschel.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Ultimately didn't Herschel broke a leg, right? Is that what it ended his career? Was it a leg or like a hip or something?
Yeah, I think what ended it was
Bo Jackson. That's what it was. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. But they're sort of cut from the same cloth. But I think what ended it was getting traded to Minnesota for like 15 draft picks.
It's just too cold there. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, even indoor, it's freezing. So Gator football, we obviously are in this crazy recruiting time. Matt has been our go-to recruiting master for GatorBaitMedia.com. By the way, if you're not a subscriber to GatorBaitMedia.com, you should, because these two guys, Coco Ka 1 and 2, they have been writing their earths off, and they're doing a great job. And Franz Beard, Buddy Martin, Lauren Meadows. We've been certainly really busy, but check it out, GatorBaitMedia.com. And then check out David. Of course, he's on big time. David, how often do you appear in the Gainesville Sun?
3 or 4 times a week. Unless I've been arrested.
That's why you're going to Hawaii.
Then it's usually yeah.
Baller.
Intentionally 3 or 4 now. Like I said, if I get arrested or something like that, it may be a little bit more. But
if you get arrested, I can't wait to see why you got arrested for it. I'm going to write that story. No. So we're okay. So we got June's Friday Night Lights, right? Am I correct about that? Is that in June? Friday Night Lights? Anyone? No.
I think
I don't think so.
Is it in July? July. I thought it was in June.
July or beginning of August.
Is it? Maybe it is. Okay. We've had a lot. Matt, why don't you kind of take this? You just posted a story. Somebody went 5-star. I know I try not to follow too much of the recruiting, but we've had a lot of visits. Billy's been driving around in his baller vehicle, taking recruits everywhere. Is the June sort of craziness over right now with recruiting, or is it still sort of a thing? Or how many more visits and all that stuff we got going on? Give me a little synopsis.
So there's one more big weekend coming up this upcoming weekend. That kind of rounds out the month. I believe there's 16 or 17 coming this upcoming weekend, and then there's just at the moment one more recruit coming the final weekend of June. So it really wraps up this upcoming weekend, and that'll be over 40 recruits that have been on campus over the course of the month. But this is really the last of the big recruiting weekends.
So okay, so this is for everybody. Kyle, like I don't know. I try to follow these guys on Twitter and stuff, but this year it's like I don't know. It's different because it's like there's a lot of money and things involved with all the NIL and stuff. But it's pretty much a fun little party to come into Gainesville for the weekend or whatever they come in for. Is that sort of like they just go to event and kind of get the take, go to a photo shoot?
When I was there this past weekend for baseball, they're going out. I think so. They all have have their host or whatever, as they do with any other college recruiting visit. That's the same with basketball, football. Baseball, you get your host and then you stay with them for the weekend, and they'll kind of show you around Gainesville. I think a few of them went to the baseball game, kind of just taking it in. Obviously it's summer A right now, so Gainesville, student wise, there's really not a lot of students there right now. Canes just opened up right there on the corner, which has really been kind of that's been the most popular spot. But
when they go to Spurriers, right?
Yeah, they go to Spurriers, and Billy Napier, obviously, I don't even know what car he had this week, but I saw him a few weeks ago. He had the Range Rover or something like that.
No, he's got the, what is it? It starts with an M.
Or the
Mercedes.
The Mercedes guy. I mean, I'm sure it's baller, but it's still a Mercedes. I'm more of a Range Rover guy, but
I think the Maybach itself is supposed to be a very impressive car.
Yeah, well, I mean, because it's probably $500,000. What color do you think it is? I bet you it's black. I gotta feel like it's black. Billy likes black.
I think it was silver. I think I saw pictures of it. I can't recall 100%.
Oh.
But I think it was like a dark silver, grayish.
David, do you have one of those cars?
Maybach? No, I traded mine in.
Did you?
Just, yeah.
What, for like a Honda or what?
Yeah. Well, once they get about 1,000 miles on them, it's like shoes. I need a new pair every time I play, like an NBA player.
I bet you got good shoes, David. Yeah. I feel like you're a shoe guy.
Yeah. But the thing is, they're getting squired around this week in Gainesville, and Billy's driving his Maybach or his G wagon. And, next week they'll be squired around Athens, and Kirby Smart will be driving around his Rolls Royce. And so it's got to be dizzying for these guys and keeping it straight. What I want to when are they expecting now that this June, I don't say mating season, but in a way it is the June kick the tire season is coming to an end. Is July when you'll start seeing some of this pay off, and with whether they committed to Florida? I mean, is that when all these guys that have been kicking tires this past month will start making?
Well, we've seen it. We've seen one. Is it one officially?
Yeah, one official, guys. I mean, and Matt can also say something here, but I mean, I think that a lot of people nowadays, especially in the day of social media, where you're posting all this stuff and stuff like that, they really want to. People are really taking in all of those official visits as much as they can. So I think that, they're seeing all of their different options, then they got to do the top 10, then they got to do the top 5. So I don't know. Part of it's also kind of, I think that, they want to go through that experience of, getting all of the hype build around you, everyone talking about it. I mean, which is super cool. I mean, it's a decision that it's going to affect the rest of their life, but, I don't know. I think in July, you'll start seeing more people pop up that are going to start committing. So I don't know. Matt can also. I think that's kind of how it's going right now.
Yeah, so I mean, you have to take into consideration. Obviously, Florida has had a lot of these guys here throughout the month, but it's not just Florida. Heading into July, it'll head into a dead period, which kind of prohibits them from taking visits. So while a lot of the guys are taking the time to come to Gainesville, they're also, going and fulfilling their official visits elsewhere. So it's uncommon to see these recruits, cancel those visits. Because I mean, as we were doing, I'm sure when we were deciding where we wanted to go to college, we wanted to take it all in and not jump to any decisions right away.
No, I just went wherever they said yes.
Okay, so maybe it was different for some.
Yeah,
maybe it was different. But at the end of the day, I mean, they have the opportunity.
Which was Colorado Mountain College in Steamboat Springs, if you're wondering. It's junior college.
They have these opportunities to get toured around some of the coolest facilities and biggest schools in the nation.
Why wouldn't you just take every visit? You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. I mean,
for free.
While they could jump at committing to Florida, I mean, I would take any weekend ride around whatever college campus with the quarterback or.
And I'm kind of guessing that your host is a hostess. I'm guessing.
Well, no, could be for certain. They get paired up with a similar position player. Like I know when Lagway was here, he was with Mertz for the weekend. So I don't think it's surprising that they haven't.
Yeah.
What's that, David?
Mertz identified as a hot chick that weekend.
Oh, he did. He did. He had a wig, which was hot, and extensions, which was cool. Sorry, go ahead, Matt. You finish it.
So over the course of the next, like Kyle kind of touched on, heading into July and then probably early August, we'll start to see a little bit more action. But a lot of these guys
everyone's enrolled though for 2023. We reported that a couple of weeks ago, right? So
correct. You also have to consider these guys are all 2024 guys,
right? Yeah.
So they have another year of high school. National Signing Day isn't until February, so for a lot of them it could drag out. Despite the fact that this was a really, really exciting June, and I think that even if we don't land immediately a lot of recruits, that it was still a big success because I think that we got on a lot of people's radar that we didn't necessarily think we would. And I also think we made a really good impact on the people that we thought that we would. Well, so I think the results will come. It's just going to be a little bit of time.
Well, Chauncey was a flip, right? The running back that went to Georgia. Is that was a couple of days ago, right?
The exciting takeaway from this weekend and the past 2 weekends really is just kind of getting those guys on campus. Whenever you see those tweets of like 5-star guys, it's I don't know. I just haven't seen that in a while with Gator football, and I don't know. It's cool, and we got the Bull's brother, the recruit for basketball.
Yeah,
John Bull 7.
Manute Bull's son, right? Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. And that was a guy that a lot of people thought was going to do take a different route and kind of do the bridging program for the
Todd
NBA.
Golden's in Fuego, by the way, in the recruiting trail. I mean, I think that's like
and transfer portal.
And transfer portal. Yeah, because that's his second or third commit, I guess, in the last couple weeks. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's gotten. Mr. Whitley might know a little more. I think he's gotten 2 or 3 transfer guys. I have to respect Mr. Whitley.
It's like
I understand.
That's
like Mrs. Robinson.
Yeah, I understand. I'm sort of like the Manute Bowl here, the previous generation. But I think it's great.
Just a little shorter than 7'6" or whatever Manute is.
Yeah. I think it's great that he signed.
You're like, I'm just going to call you Spud Webb, if we're just going to go.
Yeah. Or wasn't Spud Webb? No, who was it? There was Manute Bowl's teammate. Was he Spud Webb or one of those 5'3" guys?
Yeah, it was Spud Webb. And he dunked.
Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah. But I think it's great. You can always tell a Bowl because they're like 7'2" and 135 pounds.
Yeah.
I think he's 7'2", 192.
Yeah, he's like a tall drink of water, man. I was making his graphic, and I was like, dude, I can't even. This guy's like a tree. He's this, but he can ball. That's for sure.
Yeah, I think he's like the top-rated recruit they've had in years at Florida.
Yeah, it's Scotty Lewis and Trey Mann.
Yeah, nice, going deep.
Top 30 guy.
Switching back to football, we've got there was some disappointing news with the running back that went to Georgia, Chauncey. What's his name? That
Bowens.
flipped Bowens, yeah. And then there's that game seems to be sort of endless. With and then you just wrote a story today, Matt. Tell everybody what that's about.
About which one? The 5-star one?
Yeah.
Or the yeah.
Well, yeah, both. Just
yeah,
both.
so, I mean,
you can go both ways. You can check this out on GatorBaitMedia.com, by the way. Go ahead,
so the most recent one was that, and I'm going to take a shot at how to pronounce his name here, but I think it's Filsame. Interesting way to spell it, whatever it is. But he's a safety in the 2024 class. He got bumped up to a 5-star, joining Lagway. Which is really impressive because the Gators really just haven't been in the market for 5 stars as of late. In the last couple of recruiting classes, just a handful of them, but to have 2 in the 2024 recruiting class as a whole is really impressive. And he's a very, very explosive defender. He started his career as a wide receiver in high school and then transitioned this past season to a safety. And he's a guy that did track, which we were just talking about. He's got a lot of speed. And I think that transition from wide receiver to safety has also just exploded his ball hawking skills and his ability to go up and make a play on the football, which I think is a great thing to have under your belt as a safety and be able to make those plays. Kind of knowing, what a wide receiver may do, having that background, I think just elevates his game so much more.
Yeah, and then there's no word on Simmons. I think he took another visit or two, but Mississippi or somewhere, but it didn't. We haven't. There's been lots of rumors about what he's going to do or not. That he's got the grades, that he's enrolled, and all that stuff. But we have no official announcement about him, right?
No, we don't. But he has, at least on social media, and to a couple of reporters, he's talked about his interest in taking an official visit here at some point. Whether that will happen or whether the grades will be an issue remains to be seen.
He's homeschooled with like a 5.6 GPA or some insanity.
Yeah, but
yeah.
But he's expressed the interest in coming, which I think is winning the first part of the battle, which is the fact that he wants to come here and potentially sees a future playing here. But he's been very uncommittal for most of his visits and where he wants to go. So I think that's at least a positive sign in the meantime.
Hey, David, talking about, and this for everybody, and I know we're going to get, David's going to go because we're going to bring in Lauren Meadows here in a minute, but you feel like that Simmons is going to come in, right? Okay. He's super young, right? I mean, was he 16, 17 years old? I don't feel like that, you're going to come in ahead of Lagway, right? Which is obviously like the next, coming, where everyone's talking, he's like the next Tebow and all that stuff. But like what's your thought process there? Like, you're probably not going to start unless there's injury, right? You're not going to come in and play at that young. You have no experience. I guess I'm trying to find out what's his motivation to want to actually come to Florida, because it's sort of written on the wall that Lagway is going to be here for 2024. I'm just sort of, I don't know. It's just a little confusing to me. Do you guys find that weird?
I think he's like a lot of guys. He just figures, I'm good enough. I'll compete. I can hang with anybody.
Lagway's good.
It is. Yeah, it is odd. I mean, that he is be a high school junior and might skip his last. I mean, some guys will skip their last year of school and by just reclassifying, but it's rare where you hear a guy, reclassifying 2 grades up. I'm just wondering, how old he is, because you said he's homeschooled. Is he will he be a 17-year-old as a junior or a 16? I mean, yeah, it's sort of unfathomable.
17, yeah.
Yeah, 17. So if he did come in and play, as great as he may be, he could be the next John Elway. I don't think John Elway was ready to be a college QB at 17. And I don't think that they would want him. I mean, if he's there, they got problems. That either means that Mertz and Miller have turned into, the Keystone Cops, or there's been a lot of injuries, because it's just hard to grasp that a 17-year-old would be your starting QB by choice. It would have to be a lot of things go wrong. But I can see why he might if he's homeschooled, that means he doesn't have a traditional high school thing going where he's, into, I don't know, the prom and he's in a club and the whole deal. So maybe
he plays like every sport. So
yeah. His whole mindset is probably just sports and becoming a QB somewhere in college. And he figures, I can come in and I'll get a year under my belt, just learning the system and all that. So I'll have that much more of an advantage next year when Lagway does come in.
Yeah.
I mean, at least, can I just say one more thing on that? At least from my point of view, if he were to make that decision, then he wouldn't, that wouldn't be in consideration for the starting role. So it's essentially handing him that redshirt year, which gives him that year of development in a college program and sitting behind two quarterbacks. I mean, Mertz, however good he is, does have experience. So you're getting that.
I'm not a fan.
Plus a year under coaching of Napier, and then whether or not he believes that he could compete with Lagway, I think that puts him in a good position for the year after. To compete for that job. So I mean, look, he's a young kid and he's not going to have an instant role with the program, but that at least puts his foot in the door and he gets a little bit more experience than whoever else he's competing with, including Lagway.
Yeah.
I mean, he'll be younger than him and he'll be at a very, not an immature age, but compared to others, a young age, but he'll have
just physically, you're developing more and all that stuff. I mean, Lagway's a hoss, I don't know. There's a lot of questionable factors there, but we shall see. And we don't even know if he's going to come to Florida. I mean, everyone's speculating about it. So I guess we'll know more hopefully in July, maybe June. I thought we were going to hear in June, but I guess we'll hear more about it. Mr. Whitley, tell people where they can find you, read your stuff. Go for it. It's like hot ones. You guys want hot ones?
Let's see, Gainesville.com, and any of your fine Gannett chain papers.
Hawaii.
Let's see. Yeah.
Surfing.
I'm big in Kona. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I'm huge on the Big Island. Yeah.
Well, you need that Mabec.
Yeah, just beautiful.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, David Whitley, thank you for joining us. Thanks for coming on. I always enjoy you putting up with me and Cocoa Cowboys. But we are going to say goodbye. Mr. Lauren Meadows waiting in the wings. Thank you, David.
Bye,
Have a
Mr.
good night, Mr. Whitley. Bye,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Whitley.
Good night.
There's David Whitley. Okay, so Cocoa Call 1 and 2. Listen up. We're going to take a quick break. We'll come back. We got the trivia question. Lauren Meadows coming up. And we got some people talking smack in the chat room. Robert Turner, get off my ass, dude. I'm sorry about the Bo Jackson deal. Geez, it's been a rough day, bro. Go Gators. I love that. That's go Gators. He can be all mean about it. We're going to hear from, I think it's Titan MRI. We're going to give it a shot. We'll be right back after the short commercial break in 2 minutes, 2 seconds. You guys don't even know what that means. Stand by.
Things have certainly got a little out of hand lately when it comes to just buying our everyday necessities. Just look at gas, streaming services, and heck, even chicken wings. Well, there is one necessity that shouldn't cost a ton: taking care of yourself and helping fix all the aches and pains in life, and the fine folks at Titan MRI agree. With costs a fraction of what you'd pay at a hospital, you'll not only save money, you'll be taken care of by staff with over 20 years experience. So when you need an MRI, call Titan first, and you can go where your doctors send their families. Now offering CAT scans.
Lauren Meadows with Gator Bait Media coming to you live from Spurrier's Gridiron Grill with Tuesday Night Trivia. The Florida Gators, with their win in the Super Regional against South Carolina, completed their 21st NCAA shutout. Who holds the record for NCAA shutouts with 36? Is it A, LSU?
Oh, multiple choice.
B, South Carolina? C, Texas, or D, Stanford? Be the first to answer.
I know that one.
Into our monthly drawing for swag and other prizes from Spurrier's Gridiron Grill. With Gator Bait Media, this is Lauren Meadows with Tuesday Night Trivia.
I love that, and let's welcome in the great Lauren Meadows, Coach. What's going on?
How you guys doing, gentlemen?
Good.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good.
You're
sorry.
In at Spurrier's. I saw you there tonight. We won't have to talk about why, but I saw you there tonight when I was meeting a friend, And
yeah.
Oh my damn,
I'm the mayor. I'm the mayor up in there.
Oh, wow. Dang. All right. I like that. Lauren, are you just like, are you, there you go. Adjust your camera. I just saw like the half of your head there. Lauren, nice with the trivia. I don't know how this works. So tell people what they do. If they know the answer, how do they get, what do they do?
Yeah. We've already got a winner, but people
what?
They get,
I just played it. I just played the whole thing. How do they have a winner, dude?
Yeah, we got a winner, but people know that tune in every Tuesday.
That's a
you
winner.
Answer, and you just kind of bring it on in. So we'll once we get done with whatever we're gonna pontificate about, we'll say the winner and give the answer, and at the end of the month we'll draw. Last month's winner was a avid viewer, Sissy Long. So
by the way, Sissy Long, great human being.
Yes, excellent.
Just got to say that.
And so, so with that said, we'll just let them know what the answer was and who won. And it's usually first come, first serve. If we get a few of the right answers and somebody jumped in right away. So it's like, hit that buzzer.
Bam.
There you go.
Hey, so can we take a stab at it now since it's already kind of like done?
Sure.
Can we guess? Okay, so Kyle, you go first. What do you think the answer is? It's A, B, or C. It's multiple choice, Kyle. Just pick one, dude.
What was A, B? What was A, B, and C again?
It was Texas. Go ahead.
LSU, South Carolina. C was Texas. D was Stanford.
I'm gonna go with Stanford.
Okay, Matt, you probably know this. You're like Jeopardy champion.
I think it's a little bit before my time.
Yankees.
I'm gonna go with South Carolina, but I'm not 100% sure there.
That's funny because my guess is Texas. Who wins?
I'll give the hint, and then you guys will probably figure out the answer. The answer is there was a very famous pitcher for a lot of different reasons that
Bo
played
Jackson.
This
I'm sorry. I'm upset about a comment.
So what's
in the chat
answer?
room. Sorry, go ahead. But give us the clue again. I'm sorry.
A very famous pitcher he's famous for a lot of different reasons, but he played at this particular school.
Okay, that doesn't help me. Go ahead, Matt. I feel like it helps you.
I'm sticking with South Carolina. It didn't help.
Kyle,
I'm still sticking with Stanford. Did we pick all three that weren't right?
Well, yeah, we did, and it wasn't in because I was thinking Texas.
Brenden got it right. It's
Texas. And you know why I came to that? Because I know you're sneaky like that with Texas. Because I know you like Texas, and I know so that's how I think. I was like, well, what would he make?
Who was the pitcher?
Clemens.
See?
Oh.
I was a big Clemens guy. Does that piss you off, Cortado?
Yeah.
The Rocket was long as I juice
it. Yeah.
Lauren,
that question came from our very own Dan Bond. He gave us an
gotta
assist.
love Dan Bond.
Yeah. So got to give him credit for that.
Hey, are you going, Lauren, to Omaha?
No. I'm going to Dayton, Ohio.
You are?
In Dayton. Yeah, I'm going to Dayton, Ohio.
What? No one's playing in Dayton, Lauren.
No, just got to take care of some business. So, time to run up there and
man of mystery.
My wife has been up there for a month taking care of some stuff. So I'm gonna go join her, and some of the family will be in. So we gotta close the book on some of Mom's stuff.
Why do I feel like everyone from Ohio is like really fun to drink with? Everyone I've ever met from Ohio is like, they're like the best. And they're always comedians, right? Like they're the best comedians.
A lot of German Catholics in Ohio. So
German Catholics.
Irish and German Catholics. Yeah, so that's
like a weird German chocolate. I don't know.
Yeah,
I was listening to a Joe Rogan podcast the other day, and they said Cleveland, Ohio is the best place for like comedians and stuff like that.
Yeah, it is. They got what's his name, Matt Rife or Matt Wright. He's whatever. He sold out Florida. It's like the big TikTok.
He's from Mechanicsburg though. He's from South.
Hey Lauren, he's from Ohio. Okay.
Yeah.
That's like, the rest of us don't know anything else other than Cleveland. Actually, I know Swanton, Ohio, which I've been to Swanton.
Wow.
It's like, you know where that is? Have you been there?
Yeah, I do. It's like it's over by it's over towards like Canton and all that, right?
It's a little piece of heaven is what that is, Lauren. It's a little piece of heaven. It was for me. I don't want to talk about it. Yeah, I do say so. All right, so Lauren, we've got you here. We've been talking a little bit of football. You are about as plugged in as I know, in Gainesville, other than these two Coco Cowboys. So we'll get to the Coco Cow thing. Lauren, talk to me. What's your take on the recruiting? The weekend's been good. It's been good. There's been a lot of hype about it. I mean, without revealing too much, because I know you're in on everybody's like cool party. What you feel like things have been a positive experience, or just sort of this party sucks, I'm out, or what's your take?
No, it's been really positive. I spoke with somebody today that had a conversation with Billy Napier. And one of the things is they're still buzzing from last, I guess, 2 weeks ago now, when they had everybody in at Spurrier's and they pretty much rented Spurrier's out, the downstairs area, and said some of the parents are still just talking about that weekend and how rewarding it was, and just the group, the job that the recruiting staff as well as the coaches are doing. In that recruiting realm, obviously with the new NIL world that we're in, a great visit does not one recruit make, if you know what I mean. We got to get in there and get after it a little bit financially now. But yeah, I mean, there is definitely a palpable buzz with recruiting. I mean, that is one thing that I think Billy Napier and his staff, and they may not get everybody, but I think they've gotten that right. Like I said, I've been very public that I don't agree with certain things.
Like what?
Well, I mean, I think they could be a little bit more forthcoming with the media and access and some of those things, particularly when you're 6 and 7. But that's just my opinion. I think that there's some, and some of the things hit personal because it involves your father a little bit, but
that's all right. We can talk about all that stuff with personal stuff with my father. That's fine.
But
he's not here. It's fine.
No.
I'm drinking his beer.
But with that said, no, I mean, I just think that, I think that in today's age where we live in kind of a 24-hour news cycle as well as mass media and social media, I think that they could do themselves a service as we still struggle to put fans in the seat and things like that, to kind of open up the program a little bit more. It's been a really long time since Florida had that open practice that they used to do for season ticket holders and some of those things.
I agree with that.
I coached football for 13 years. I mean, everybody runs the same plays. There is nothing that you're going to see at a practice. And most casual fans wouldn't know a 3 technique if it hit them in the face.
Right.
But with that said, recruiting, has been, I think, the one thing that the staff and as a whole can really hang their hat on, because you can really see the difference and the weekend, the buzz is different now. The buzz around these recruiting weekends are different. It's not because, recruiting's probably been big business for about 6 or 7 years now.
We just didn't know about it.
Yeah, but Billy Napier and staff have really brought this thing into 2023. And like I said, I give a lot of credit to Katie Turner and Bree Wade and their staff. I think they could do a great job. They're 100%. Always on, always ready to roll. And I think, like I said, 2 to 3 years, you're going to see some of that bear fruit. And then, like I said, we just got to recruiting doesn't win games in June. We still got to buckle up in August to September and get it done.
Yeah, that's making me nervous with the schedule. Hey, I just, off top of your head here, like, what in your mind, Lauren, you go first. What would make a great recruiting visit for you? If you're a player, what would make it like, man, that was awesome?
Well,
be honest.
I'll go back to my recruiting visits, albeit back in the early 90s, early 90.
That's my boy.
Just going out and having a good time, man. I mean, getting to meet some of the players.
Right. Come on.
To understand what's going on, obviously checking out the social atmosphere at the school, if you know what I mean.
No, I know what you mean.
If we get out, I wasn't a big drinker in high school, so
me either.
But I still wanted to, I like to chase it back in the day. So they took me to the Red Fox Inn in Ada, Ohio, and that's pretty much what sold it. They was playing
Red Fox Inn was people. Did everyone have their clothes on there, Lauren? Or
everybody had their clothes on, but
because now I want to go to the Red. Can I go to Dayton with you?
This is what I tell people.
This is a chain.
The school. This is how down in Ohio Northern was. Ohio Northern would have shuttles to take the kids back and forth so they wouldn't get DUIs on the way back from the Red Fox Inn. So they were visionary with that. And but
that's how Ohio does it, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's so
they know.
So then, and just like I said, getting to know the landscape, see what's out there, kind of showing me something that I may not have, see, if I wasn't on this recruiting visit. And, I think that would do it right there.
All right, Matt, would it be a Yankees game or what would it be for you?
So I think on Friday, obviously we'd be getting in on Friday. So I think that would be the perfect night for the Spurriers. Visit.
I'm talking about you, Matt. You are. It's like ChatGPT. You're acting as if you're a recruit for the University of Florida. Yes. I know. What makes it for Matt Cortado?
Matt's a 4-star tight end.
I feel like he's a 5-star tight end. I feel like you're a 5-star.
I'm still going to Spurriers. I'm a sucker for steak. I'm going to Spurriers.
That's
quality. And then get a little bit of tour of campus on Saturday. Maybe if it was during the regionals, hit something.
You're feeling good about that? You're feeling good about that.
Kyle can attest to this. I like to drink a little bit. So
no.
Hit a brewery or something.
Have you been drinking tonight? Are you drinking on this show?
No, I have to get up early
Disappointing. Okay, so you want like a fifth of bourbon and you want to get the Bobek, right? That does it for you.
I wouldn't mind the Mercedes ride.
Okay. Hey, by the way, Lauren, have you driven the Bobek? I just want to know. Can you confirm if it's silver or what color is it?
It's beige, but I have not driven it.
It's beige? That's the baller ride? Is a beige Mercedes?
It's like a beige kind of.
I think you got to trade in for like black. I mean, that's just like I feel like that. Maybach,
Maybach, cream interior, but
Yeah, I would feel like black with cream interior would be tight. I mean, I don't know.
It's like Jay-Z said, pay the grip for the jeans plus the slippers is clean. You gotta have a silver.
You're so cool. Are you from Ohio? I feel like I'm from Ohio. Kyle, what makes you want to sign up? What's like Kyle's deal?
I mean, all these guys kind of hit it on the nose. The only thing that I think they were missing was I need to get the local eats. You got to bring me your favorite.
You're
spot.
an eater. Oh, okay. Well, no, Matt talked about a good steak.
Matt, he talked about a good steak, but I'm talking. You're not going to be going to Spurriers after practice. I need a spot that after a hard practice.
Oh, you want some of that Taco Bell, that special backdoor Taco Bell.
Yeah, we need something.
Give me a burrito.
Yeah.
Hold that
and
thought.
then,
what you got? He's gonna do something from Ohio. He's got something like it's gonna straight up Ohio situation happening.
He's bringing LeBron poster.
It's a Mexican pizza. I feel like that's what it is because that's kind of like baller when you're really hungry, Mexican pizza or burrito.
So the late night.
It's the only thing open, Kyle. It's the only thing open. Late
night eats in Gainesville is Taco Bell and Checkers and Wawa.
Dude, that's same in Ocala. I've got a Checkers across the street from my house. Hello.
Yeah, it's dangerous.
I fell asleep like sitting in the drive-thru once, and I was sitting there. I wasn't even in the car. I was just sitting.
You got your Taco Bell, Lauren?
What you got, Lauren?
What's that now?
Where'd you go? Bathroom? What happened?
No, I just had to plug in a little bit. So.
I thought
disappointing, dude.
We were taking bets on what you were grabbing us.
I thought you had like something special from Ohio, dude.
Sorry. Now I'm telling you, in Gainesville now, if I was going to Florida, they hit it right on the nail for me. I'm a Canes guy, man. The fact that Canes is up and running now, I'm kind of I couldn't wait, man. I went Saturday right right after the
It's
Supers,
good,
I was up
man.
in there.
What do they serve at Cane's? What's the
Chicken
food?
tenders, man.
Chicken fingers and fries, man.
Bam!
And
Ranch dressing.
the
Get it
bread-
in my mouth. Take my
No.
money.
Yeah.
No? They got special dressing?
They have they have no ranch.
they got
it's
their own-
just cane
Shut
sauce.
up! What? Oh, it's cane sauce. Yeah, because they're gonna be
Special cane
bottling
sauce.
that
It's
shit.
legit.
Yeah,
It's
they're gonna be
legit.
bottling that shit before you know it. It's gonna be like buy your
And
cane
then-
sauce, which is, by the way, probably ketchup and ranch. Just saying. That's everything. That's like
Here
the
we
special
go.
sauce
Here
at
we go.
McDonald's, ketchup and mayo. You know what I'm talking about, New York. Don't tell me you don't love a little bit of that, like McDonald's special sauce, which is
It's
you
like
know,
the yum
cocktail
yum sauce.
Oh, it's special. Secret recipe.
Yeah, tomato.
Anyways,
Or yeah,
So
go ahead.
Cane's, and I don't know if any of you guys have been to Dick Mondell's. That's the burger place.
No.
Oh my gosh, that I think that
Yeah,
if I was hosting a recruit, I would take them there. It's like a real like it. I don't know. Whenever I go there, I feel like I'm in like the 80s going through like a drive-through. You know what I mean?
Why do you feel that way?
It's good vibes.
What is it about
I
the
don't know,
80s, Kyle?
You're-
Tell me about the 80s, Kyle. Tell me all about it,
You're
Kyle.
getting
Tell
you're
me.
getting a burger and shake. I don't know, just the
That's
vibes are
80s,
there.
Kyle?
Vibes
I'm
are
pretty
there.
sure that's just spanning the years, Kyle. All the generations got burgers and shakes.
All right, drive through, and then I promise you'll walk out of there wanting to play. Like,
Was it? It's like
you know,
Huey Lewis and the
80s music.
news on or something when you go through? I mean, what felt 80s for you, Kyle? I'm just because I'm popping the top right now, just so you know, straight 80s.
It's the vibe. It's the vibe. The ambiance.
I'm the vibe. Okay, I'm the 80s. I'm gonna start my own place. Hey, okay, listen, we've gone 6 minutes past our time. I just want to say thank you to you guys. Before we go, it's very important to me. Matt, you go first. Lauren, you should probably hang out because this probably takes some adult supervision here. The last that we left you, you two guys were going to Coco Ka. Is that
Coco K.
So it sounds like cocaine to me, but like the Coco K. So you were going to Coco K. How did that trip go? Matt apparently probably drinking. How did that trip go? And did you guys get arrested?
Didn't get arrested, thankfully, which
Close.
I thought was a big win.
That's a big
we
win.
definitely put a dent in the drink package.
Okay. Oh, there's a
which was good
package.
because it was all inclusive, so the money was up front.
It's watered down
probably
like
drunk enough
crazy.
for it to be double or triple the price, which was
Nice.
good. But the
Right.
food was included on that, which was the best part.
Well, what was the whole thing, Kyle? Like, you know, tell me, like, did you get it was a boat or it was a cruise ship or what was
Yeah,
it?
it was a cruise ship, but it was like there was a bunch of our friends went on, and yeah, it was a great time. It was a great
Well-
time, and then yeah, like Quattro or I call all right.
Quattro?
Yes,
That's 80s, Kyle. That's an Audi Quattro. And I love it. Quattro? There's a logo for that. Oh my god, that's awesome.
We've been
You
talking
just got a
about
little cooler now to me, Q. I was like, Q, I didn't know how the hell to say your name. Quattro.
We call him Quattro.
You need an Audi now. We need to rebuild the Quattro for you. Like, but it won't be beige. Don't worry.
I wouldn't take a beige one.
I know, right? Who takes a beige?
But yeah, it was a great time.
Quattro
It was a
did
great
what?
time.
What did Quattro do? He got in, dented the drink package, or what was his deal?
We all had the drink package. I think it was super reasonable, and then yeah, I mean it was a great time. I wish the
guys are
weather was a little better.
skipping.
But what you're talking about, so it was a cruise, and then one of like the islands or whatever that you stop at, it's called Coco Cay. But I don't know. It was basically just an island.
I just feel
with
like
a
you
beach.
guys
It
are
was really-
just like
it was
you're
really
like
nice.
you're like talking to your parents. How was the trip, son? Oh, it was great.
I'm doing Coco K in October. I'm gonna do one of the over the water.
perfect day.
You're
Coco
going?
Cay.
You're going?
Yeah.
I'm doing over one of the overwater for my 50th. For my 50th
Yes.
birthday.
It's so
I
much
want
fun,
to go to
man. I love
Coco
it.
Cay. Would somebody include me in plans once in a while? Because you know,
Let's do it. Let's
Hello?
do a Gator Bay cruise.
yeah,
Gator
we'll
Bay
take the
cruise.
Gator Bay jet down there. Great, we're
There we
making a
go.
ton of money. No, but all seriousness, I want to go. Can somebody include me? I mean, I go to flipping Dayton right now. Okay.
Hey, you welcome, man.
Love it.
You know, October. I'll send you the detail.
Give me the deets, dude. Quattro will back me up.
Quattro.
All right. Well, nonetheless, hey, we've gone over time and no one really cares. But I don't think anyone's even watching. Listen, I just want to say this to both, not both, all three of you all. Heartfelt, super hardcore. Thank you for all your dedicated hard work on GatorBaitMedia.com. Everyone's been working their ass off. I really, really appreciate it. And we didn't expect to be busy right now. Kind of have some like reprieve before football season, but we've been slammed. And I just want to say I really appreciate everyone's work. And I didn't have an opportunity. I tried to make a post the other day about it on Facebook. But anyway, I just want to tell you all that you're here. Thank you so much. You guys make a huge difference for everything that you do, and I really appreciate it. And you know, it's some pretty good stuff. So if you all are looking, you know, for some online, you know, sort of a different perspective, but you know, it's not your typical site or whatever, go to GatorBaitMedia.com, check it out, subscribe. It's worth it. You get to be Lauren, you get to be Matt Quattro. We're going to change your name line, and you know, we cover a lot of stuff considering we're sort of a small group. But thank you guys, I appreciate it.
Yeah, and props to you for being always the first you know, do all the graphics and kill the graphic game. You're
that's all I do, Kyle. Thank you. I appreciate you diminishing. Great job,
gotta
Kyle.
let me finish.
You're
the
fired.
Graphic game, the
You're
website.
Fired.
All right, I'll hang up.
Yeah, no, you're fine. Thank you. Yeah, I do a lot.
Seriously,
of
thank
stuff.
you.
But you know, I own the company, so what are you gonna do? Is gonna have to take the trash out. But anyways, you guys are great, and just try to invite me to the next Go-K party. That would be awesome.
I got
this would be this could be a killer volleyball team right here.
Actually, it would, because I've got the height and I bring the noise. You know, with the spike, I call the hammer. I mean, I'm pretty out of shape, so I'll probably get like one jump and I'm pretty done. But I mean, I'm good for that one. Like you just like I'm a closer more of it. Hey, by the way, is everyone think? I mean, do you all think the Gator baseball team's going to win in Omaha? We feel that's going to go down. Or
I'm optimistic. I don't want to make
a bullshit answer.
But I'm very optimistic.
Bullshit answer. It's a really
pitching travels, so that's good.
Okay,
another
really bad answer.
Defense and pitching travel. So
that's another awful answer. Can someone give me a definite Quattro? Come on.
Jack Caglione is gonna win the player of the year because he got ripped off from the two-way player of the year today. He got ripped off from first team All-American and he got ripped off the two-way player.
You feel like he's gonna play a little bit with a little red ass in his swing for
a little chip on his shoulder, a little chip on his shoulder.
Like that. I like that. You gotta get away. Quattro.
We got a favorable side of the bracket, which definitely helps. And then, like Lauren was saying, pitching travels and lifting a trophy soon.
Okay, that feels definite. Hey, by the way, you all didn't ask me about my thing if I was being recruited at 6'4", 215 pounds. It would have been girls, 100%. I mean, let's be honest. If who's got the best girls? So, all right. Anyways, thank you so much for joining me tonight, gentlemen. We do want to say shout out to my mom. God, she's had a rough go right now. A lot of pain, dealing with a lot of stuff, but she's going to be okay. And Mom, if you're listening, God, I love you. Truly, I love you. And this show was dedicated to her tonight, so I did bring her reading glasses because, glasses are the thing. So I'm wearing Mom's glasses tonight. So, yeah, thanks for coming on tonight. And, check everybody check them out on GatorBaitMedia.com. And our next trip will be Girls Gone Wild in Go-K. Feel strongly about that, okay? All right, good night, everybody. Thank you.
Good night, guys.
Take care, everybody.